the best 15 golf movies of all time. Must watch 2022. If you're a golf fan, you're going to love this video. We are going to show you the best 15 golf movies of all time. These are must-watch movies for any golf enthusiast. We are going to list off the 15 best golf movies of all time and give you a little snippet of what each one is about. Whether you're looking for comedy, drama, or just some good old-fashioned sports action, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and get ready for the best 15 golf movies. First on our list, we have The Caddy. This entertaining comedy from the golden age of Hollywood stars the legendary comedy team Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Lewis plays Harvey Miller, who aspires to be a pro golfer like his father, but is terrified of crowds. Instead, he teaches golf and starts caddying for Joe, Dean Martin, who becomes arrogant as he begins to win tournaments. The two begin to grate on each other's nerves, and of course, they have a lady to romance, with Martin's signature song, That's Amore, being introduced. The next one is A Gentleman's Game. Sports movies are frequently used as metaphors for life lessons, and A Gentleman's Game is no exception. Young Timmy Prince, played by Mason Gamble, is enamored with golf and the country club to which his father, Dylan Baker, belongs, but his father discourages him from participating in the sport. Despite this, Timmy gets a job as a caddy and starts to show promise as a player, soon receiving coaching from former amateur champion Foster Pierce, Gary Sinise, who quit the game after his first win. After winning a junior championship and developing a desire for more victory, Timmy receives life lessons from his mentor Pierce and discovers that there is more to life than winning. Have you seen this one? If so, let us know in the comments below. The next must-see is Dead Solid Perfect. Dead Solid Perfect is an HBO original TV movie about the fictional Kenny Lee, played by Randy Quaid, a gifted but troubled and underachieving professional golfer attempting to make it to the PGA Tour. Lee's talent leads him to an arrogant and careless lifestyle, which eventually leads to his demise. Lee recognizes that to fulfill his dreams of winning the US Open, he must humble himself, mend his strained relationship with his wife, Player, by Catherine Harold, and recognize that the most important things in life extend far beyond the golf course. The next must-see movie is Tommy's Honor. This superb documentary delves into the complicated father-son relationship and pioneering exploits of golf giants old Tom Morris, played by Peter Mullen, and young Tom Morris, played by Jack Lowden. Set in Scotland in the 1860s, the father and son compete for style while setting records, some of which still stand today, and working to create the rules of the newly growing sport, a fascinating look at the sport's beginnings, and a must-see for any golf lover. Next on our list is 7 Days in Utopia. Luke Kissholm, played by Lucas Black, is a teenage golfer who throws a temper tantrum during competition and then crashes his car on the property of retired golfer Johnny Crawford, played by Robert Duvall. During 7 Days in Utopia, Crawford offers to train Luke and help him find his golf skills. Next on our list is From the Rough. In this biopic, Taraji P. Henson portrays Katana Starks, the first African-American woman and the first woman, period, to coach a men's collegiate golf team at Tennessee State University, where she had previously coached the women's swim team. Starks is fighting inadequate budget and disdain as she tries to put together a team of foreign golfers to compete on the university's newly formed golf team. Despite disagreements among her teammates and the sneering of more elite teams, she remains the team's biggest cheerleader. Next we have Follow the Sun. In the movie Follow the Sun, Ben Hogan, a golfing great, had his life chronicled, played by Glenn Ford. It was his wife, Valerie Hogan, who was instrumental in his success as a golfer, and the 1951 biography focuses on their struggles and triumphs together in that endeavor. Played by Annie Baxter, the film chronicles not only Hogan's professional rise and fall, but also the near-fatal car crash he was involved in. Have you seen the next movie on our list? Greatest Game Ever Played. During a time when golf was mostly played by the affluent working-class guy Francis Ouimet, played by Shia LaBeouf, revolutionized the game. The self-taught amateur, then 20 years old, entered the US Open in 1913, despite opposition from his father, with the help of a caddy of 10 years old. This biopic does an excellent job of capturing the spirit of one of the most inspiring sports stories of all time. The victory of a young amateur over English golf champion Harry Vardon, played by Stephen Delane, as depicted in the true story it is based on. The next must-see movie is Bobby Jones' Stroke of Genius. Bobby Jones, one of the greatest golfers of all time, is honored in this biopic. In 1930, Jones became the first player to win all 4 of the men's major tournaments in a single year, and 90 years later, he is still the only one to do so. In Stroke of Genius, Jim Caviezel portrays Jones from his childhood in Atlanta, where he studied professional golfers and won amateur competitions. Through his college years, where he earned a law degree, through his struggles with his temper and his eventual major championship victories, and finally to his shockingly early retirement at age 28, the oldest and most prominent golf club in the world, the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St. Andrews, has never before allowed a film to be shot on its grounds. Sieve 2014. Severiano Ballesteros, better known by his nickname, Sieve, was a legendary golfer who was the subject of a biopic released in 2014. The film tells the story of Sieve, who was born into poverty in a remote Spanish fishing village, but rose to become one of game's all-time greats. It's an interesting look at the history of golf and an uplifting tale. Another documentary on our list is The Short Game 2013. Although it's not a film, it's just as interesting as the others. A documentary titled The Short Game was directed by Josh Greenbaum and released in 2013. In the video, 8 young golfers, all of whom are just 7 years old, fight for the title of Junior Golf World Champion. In it, we see how far some parents would go to ensure their child makes it as a professional athlete. An inside look at the cutthroat world of youth sports is provided through the experiences of these young golfers. You will be entertained and impressed by this narrative of hope and inspiration. Next on our list, and a must-see, is The Legend of Bagger Vance. Hardy Greaves, Jack Lemmon, in his final role, has just suffered his 6th heart attack while playing golf and begins to reflect on how he came to have such an abiding affection for the sport. Greaves, a young man, looks up to Ranulph Jr., Matt Damon, a former golfer who became an alcoholic after returning from World War I, and grappling with the horrors he brought home with him. Jr. rediscovers his passion for golf and his long-lost love, Adele Invergordon. With the help of Caddy and Bagger Vance, Will Smith, Charlize Theron. Of course, no golf movie list would be complete without Caddyshack. One of the funniest sports movies of all time, Caddyshack was directed by Harold Ramis and stars some of the top comedians working at the time. Danny, Michael O'Keefe, a lowly caddy at the posh Bushwood Country Club, is privy to all the crazy goings-on there, including a brewing rivalry between haughty club co-founder, Smales, Ted Knight, and loudmouth nouveau riche businessman, Jervik, Rodney Dangerfield, as well as a rivalry between crazy groundskeeper, Carl, Bill Murray, and an errant GOP ad in Chevy Chase's character, who is also a golf fanatic, a golf tournament where the course's sovereignty is at risk, and Carl's attempt to defeat the varmint Kong with a shotgun, and you have one of the funniest and most memorable films of all time. And have you seen the next movie on our list? Happy Gilmore? To prevent the IRS from seizing his grandmother's house for unpaid taxes, failed hockey player Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler, decides to take up golf and uses his tremendous slap shot to great use. As he is mentored by the disfigured former pro golfer, Chubbs Peterson, Happy finds himself competing against the haughty professional golfer shooter, McGavin, Christopher McDonald, who is offended by Happy's lack of course etiquette, featuring the creation of the now iconic Happy Gilmore swing for walking and jogging, as well as a golf course battle with Bob Barker. This slapstick comedy is a hit with sports lovers. And last but certainly not least, we have Tin Cup. Kevin Costner plays Roy Tin Cup McAvoy, a former golfer who now runs a driving range. Both psychologist Molly Griswold, Renee Russo, and her boyfriend, professional golfer David Sims, Don Johnson, want Roy to teach them and caddy for them. After taking on the role of caddy, Roy rediscovers his passion for golf, leading to fierce competition between the two men on the course and in their pursuit of Molly. Great chemistry between Costner and Russo, two conceited golfers striving to outdo each other, and a surprising and unforgettable climax on the final day of the US Open all add up to an enjoyable and entertaining film. There's just the proper amount of romance and sports in this picture. Which of these movies do you think is the best? Or if you believe we have missed one, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. See you in the next one.